Alright, this is for Chapter 8, Lesson 1 in Algebra. It's multiplying monomials. An expression like 5x squared is called a monomial. A monomial is a number, a variable. Important piece is it's the product of a number and one or more variables. So make sure that it looks something like this, like this, like this, or like this. These are all shortcuts. The important piece is make sure that there is no variable in the denominator. Alright, so we have some shortcuts here. We have this thing called the product of the products. And basically what that means is that if you have the same base value, here is illustrated as a. We have a to the m power times a to the n power. Basically what you can do is you can add them. An example would be 2 to the third times 2 to the fourth simply would be 2. 3 plus 4 gives you 2 to the seventh. The next example, the power of a power, is, as you can see in the example right here, you would just simply multiply your exponents. Now, the reason of that is, I want you to think of grouping. If you had 2 to the third power, and you had 3 of those, the exponent outside the parentheses actually means you have 3 groups of that. You're cubing it. In expanded form, it means 2 cubed multiplied by 2 cubed multiplied by 2 cubed. Really means that you have how many 2's? Well, you have 3 here, you have 3 here, you have 3 here. So you really have 9 sets of 2 being multiplied. So the shortcut would be going back to those 3's. 3 times 3 gives you 2 to the ninth. So that's the shortcut that you can think of. Now, using that, you can use the power of the product rule. The power of the product rule basically means the exponent outside simply gets multiplied inside. So if you add something to the effect of, let's see, 2a to the third power. 2 is going to be cubed, and we know that to be 8. And then a is going to be cubed, so it will be a to the third. So that will be your answer there. Obviously, you can expand on that and have the power of a monomial. Basically, everything inside is being multiplied, and then you're raising to another power. So you just distribute that outside exponent. Alright, down in example A, we have 4x squared being multiplied by 5x cubed. We rewrite it, and now, since there's nothing really to do other than order of operations, we say 4 multiplied by 5, we get 20. And we look at the number of x's that we're multiplying. We have 2 in the first set, we have 3 in the next, so we just add them together and get x to the fifth. We get 20x to the fifth. In situation B, now we are talking about having some exponents outside of our terms. So all we've done is rewritten it. We have 4 groups of 2x cubed y. So basically I have 2 to the fourth. I have x cubed, and I have 4 of those. Then I have y to the 4. The second term, I have negative 2y squared. Well, negative 2 squared is 4. I have y squared, and I have that whole term raised to the third power. Alright, at this point, we still have the second term, 4y squared, that needs to be cubed. Well, 4 cubed, 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 more is 64. So we have 64. Y squared cubed is y to the 6th. And we bring down everything else. So we have 2 to the 4th, x cubed, and y to the 4th. Now we just combine like terms by multiplying here. We have 2 to the 4th. Ooh, I can go back and make that a little bit simpler to look at. 2 to the 4th. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So I have 16 times 64. So we know that that's going to be a fairly big number there. So we can combine those coefficients, 16 times 64. We look at our x's, we have x cubed. I'll bring it over here so it's even better for everybody. We have x cubed, and we have y to the 10th. So if you multiply 16 and 64, that answer will go right there for you. So this will be the end-all answer. All right, let's move on to the next slide. All right, so basically we're just going to simplify here. You're going to find a lot of this when you get into your physics, chemistry classes. Situation A, I have 7 a's multiplied by another one, multiplied by 2 more. All we do in this situation is add the exponents together. So I have 7 plus 1 plus 2. That gives me a to the 10th power. In situation number 2, I look at how many g's I have. I have 2 in the first term. Whoops, that's over here. I have 2 in the first term. I have 1 in the second term, so that gives me g to the third. How many h's? I have h to the 5th. All right. If we go over to the third problem, I look and I have 5 c's being multiplied by 3 more, so I add those all together. So I have a total of 8 c's being multiplied. In the d's, I have 1 d being multiplied by 5 more, so I have d to the 6. All right, on the end, I have 3 being squared, that being squared, and that being squared. Remember, the rule is you just multiply, multiply, multiply. So basically, I have 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 gives me 3 to the 8th power. Now, that's if they want you to leave it in exponent form. If they don't, you have to multiply it out and put it in standard form. Alrighty, let's move down to number 5. We have 2 terms being multiplied, so 2 times 2 is going to give you 4. I look at my m's. I have 2 m's being multiplied by another one, so that gives me 4m to the third. Oh, my board's a little bit off. I apologize. So I have 4m to the third. And how many n's? I have 17. So I have n to the 17th power. All right. 4m to the third, n to the 17th power. Alrighty. Now, let's move over to number 6. Let's rewrite it down here so it's a little bit neater. We have the quantity x squared y to the 5th, and we're raising it to the 4th power. The rule here is that you just simply multiply this in here. So 2 to the 4th power is going to be x to the 8th. Y to the 5th power is going to be y to the 20th. There's your answer right there. Now, if you're getting stuck with that, the reason is you have 4 groups of this. So if you have to think about it in expanded form, what it's saying is x to the 2nd, y to the 5th, you have another one, you have another one, you have another one. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of those, and if you multiply them all out, you get this answer here. That's where the rule comes from. All right. Jumping down to the end, we have simplify a squared b multiplied by the quantity of ab squared to the 3rd power. All right, so using the rule that we just discussed, we have to first deal with this exponent here. So we have a to the 3rd, then I have b to the 6th, and over here in the beginning, I have 2 more a's. So that's going to give me a total of a to the 5th. And then I look at my b's. That's going to give me b to the 7th. All right. So if you have any questions about this lesson, please feel free to talk to your teacher,